Jane's on holiday. And the others will be missing because they didn't expect the training to be tonight. So good evening everybody, and welcome to our System for Success webinar. And as you can see at the top, I have got Master the Retail. The theme continues. We chatted about this at the training last week, but I've been really thinking about this. Our business was built on catalogue retail. The online side is a massive, exciting additional extra that we have. So what I wanted to do today is to chat to you, and I know that a lot of the people on tonight are actually very effective and have good solid customer bases, but I'm going to talk to you and assume that there's some people out there that don't have a good customer base, and it's something that we need to work on. We do have the simplest, most effective retail in the multi-level marketing industry. We have thousands of products that we actually don't have to physically sell. Now by that I mean these products sell themselves. You don't need sales skills, you don't need to have any glib chat. People buy for the page or they buy for your web page. And we don't have a set market like beauty or skincare or lovely mattresses. We can actually sell our products to anyone and everybody. Everybody buys our products. We don't have to learn about skin types. We don't have to learn about nutrition or master any of the products. And we don't have to sponsor our friends to buy the products in order to build a business, because that's how a lot of networks are built. Their friends join as a customer, and that's how they move their products. But we can offer them a great opportunity to make money. So basically with this business, there's no skills required, thousands of low-cost products that sell for the page. Anyone can duplicate what you do, but you have to do it. And that's what I wanted to chat to you about tonight. And I will say, you've seen this before a million times, but what I will say is most of the people on tonight have got a very good, strong customer base. And if you do have a good customer base, I want you to look at this training as a teacher, as how do we teach our new people who are coming into the business to make money from the catalogues and from the online. And we use our checks to show the business. We show the checks to friends and families, strangers. For example, your first bonus check may be £220. This part-time income attracts many people to the business, but can you show your new distributor how to earn this amount and more every month, every period? Do you earn that first bonus check or more every month from your retail? And if not, that's got to be your first goal. You need to master the retail. You need to know it. To show it is how I like to say it, but you need to do it to teach it, and how to teach your team to be consistent. So know it to show it is what I like to say. And we did cover a little bit about the online last week, but the online can take time. And we are going to be putting a lot of time and trainings into the online, because I really don't think that we have got that to the best of its ability. I don't think we've got our shop and using it as well as we could. And what I have noticed, and this is something I will point out before I continue with my training, I have noticed that my activities, I haven't done anything on the selling side posting for a few weeks due to the fact that I'm doing other things. Trainings, meetings, what have you, building the business. But I am still getting sales on a weekly basis from the last time I did my activities. And I will promise you I'm going back to doing my daily activities. It's just been circumstances that have me stopping doing, but this is on the external groups. So I'm selling products on the external groups with posts that were done weeks ago. But the online can take time and it needs daily activities. So tonight, I'm going to talk about the catalogue side. Now, we do know already that new people get immediate sales from friends and family, but do they actually give them a book every 5 weeks? Are you giving these first customers you went to, and I won't put a name to you, any of you, but you think back to these first customers you went to when you got your first 5 books. Do you go back to them every 5 weeks? 50 books. That's what most people get if they don't start with 250. They're waiting on their 50 free books for their first £150 worth of sales. What I'm going to chat to you about is trying to steer people in the direction of more books. It is important to point out, it's important to place the books. If you've got a new person starting with 50 books, or they're starting with a 5-book kit and they're getting their first 50 books when they process their £150, these books need to be placed for best result, and they need to be left for only a day. But this is what I want to talk about. Something I think that has been diluted perhaps is the power of the catalogue, because of the power of online. Online is fabulous, and people are hitting these bonus levels, the welcome rewards in their early days, a lot of it with online and a few books. However, if we go on to the catalogue side of it, I'm going to have a chat to you about how a difference in the income that can make. So why not encourage people when they're getting 50 free books to use the retail profit to purchase another 50 free books? Show the benefits of the catalogue retail to their overall income. And what I will say, it'll become clear to you that the catalogue retail is a side that we know exactly how to go out there and make 200 or 300 quid in your first few weeks in the business. And you can do that online. But to maintain that online, you have to maintain the consistent activity. And more common online is people gradually building up to 100, 150, 200 on a weekly basis. It takes time to build. So door to door with the catalogues. It's tried and proven and tested system that definitely works. It's 90% of Clooney's entire turnover to date. So don't underestimate the catalogues. And what I want to ask you, because I know that most people who are watching tonight and who will possibly watch the video are sponsoring or looking for people, are we offering the catalogue opportunity kit to potential new distributors, or are we just going for the easier option of the £25 online kit? Yep, it's easy to get them started with £25 online kit, but you know you can get started for £25 and get 250 catalogues. Yes, it may cost you a little bit more, and if you don't know how that works, it's a £25 deposit and it'll be 3 further payments of £45. So it works out more. I think it works out, I think I've said the price is wrong. Kate will remind me at the end. I know it's 99 the cash price, and if you pay up, it comes to a total of 165. Now, if you get started with 250 books, you will earn...
Can I just interrupt you a wee second, Lynn? Can I just interrupt you a wee second? At the moment, the instalment kit is one instalment of £25 and 2 further instalments of £50. So it's 125 in the instalment plan, or 99.
That's even better. Is that new? Is that a special offer?
That's been on the go for a while. I checked it. I sent somebody a catalogue registration link a couple of weeks ago, and I checked it. It's definitely true at the moment.
I think it's
so
not
it's still
bad.
the £99 up front, but you can still do instalments, but that's what it is.
Thanks for interrupting me, Kate. I'm glad you did.
I shall remute. Thank you.
My memory was back to when it was £165, which is where clearly I did say at the beginning of this meeting that my memory's terrible at the minute. But I'm doing a negative affirmation on my memory, so I'm going to start saying I've got a brilliant memory and I never forget things. So, that's even better. So what we're talking about, if you spend £25 and get 250 books, you will earn more than £250 for these 250 books if you follow the system. So it's a clear profit at 200 because you take £50 for that first month's earnings. That goes towards your instalment payment and you've still got 200 profit. Take away 25 for your startup and you're at £175 profit, plus the sales that you get for friends and family, plus the sales that you get online. Can you see where I'm coming from? I may be wrong, but I don't think all of us are offering that catalogue opportunity kit to every potential new distributor. Now, don't get me wrong, some people join for online only. I would still recommend to try and build up a small customer base and steer them in that direction, unless, like Matthew, for health reasons, they're unable to get out with the catalogues. The main objective for a new person is to make money. That's the main objective. And yes, we can make money online. We can make it with the 5 books that we get with our kit. And then we get our 50 free books and we can build it from there. But you make a lot more money a lot quicker if your person gets 250 books instead of waiting a week or 5 days to get 50. Does that make sense? We know if they follow the system over a 15-week cycle, they'll easily earn an average of £250 per period while building a strong customer base, which pays dividends for years to come. These customers that we build up in these early stages are customers, many of them, for as long as we're retailing in the business. So to me, no matter what source the lead is, no matter who inquired, I think you're doing yourself an injustice if you don't try and encourage them to get door to door with the catalogues as well. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to suit everybody. But the other side of the coin is, when we do bring people into business, we do have to explain to them that they are going to work hard in the early stages for a little profit. Whether that's building up their online customer base or a door-to-door customer base, if you're working with 200 or 300 books twice a week to build up that customer base, you're working pretty hard, but it's going to be worth it. And maybe, dare I say it, maybe this is something that we need to put a little bit reality in when we're speaking to people about the business, to let them know that this is not get rich quick. It's a simple business and it's easy to do, and it's also easy not to do. But in the early stages, if you want to make that 200 or 300 quid and get a or plus on a very, very part-time basis, you do have to put the work in. So I'm suggesting, it's only a suggestion, but you've nothing to lose by explaining to them how the catalogues work and how the profit works. Encourage people to get that 250 book kit, or at least to purchase some extra books with their profit. Let them know it takes time and effort to build a strong customer base, and if they join with the online kit, show them the benefits of working with the books, but show them a proper way to use those 50 books, to use the next 100 free books and the further 100 free books and any that they purchase if they follow your advice, how to go from 5 books to 50 books to 150 books, how to build that customer base. The more they will earn more in the long run if they have a good, strong customer base, and they'll have that within 15 weeks. But they need to put the work, the time and the effort in for those 15 weeks to gain a foundation to work on. And what I've done is I've extracted just a little bit from our normal retail training. This is a wee different training I put together tonight, simply because we know There's loads of trainings out there, how to prep your books, how to keep your records, how to plan your route, everything like that. But the most important part of the training is showing people how retailing really does tick. Most people look at the catalogues, and this is how I talk to people when I'm getting them started, because the biggest negative is when somebody's new in the business, they'll say, hardly anybody looked at it, or I didn't get very many people buying, or they totally look at the results. This is normal. Most people don't look at the catalogue, or they're not interested. That's not a problem. We are looking and teaching our new people how to find the lookers and the buyers. Many people who look eventually don't buy. That's okay. We'll give them a book again, and we'll give them a book again, and if they still don't buy, we simply cross them off, because we're looking for this percentage, this small wee percentage, who will eventually become your customers. Now, if you know what the expectations are, believe it or not, it makes it really, really easy for them. The important factors with retailing is to plan everything, and this is the message that we need to get across. When the books are going out, how many are going out? When the books come in, how many came in? Oops, didn't mean to do that. Oh dear, I always make some kind of mistake when I'm doing the live training. When the books came back in, how many did you collect? Callbacks, when you're going for them, preferably the next day, when you're going for your final callback. You're going to lose books. Your new team member's going to lose books. It's actually a fact of the business. And remember, it's either welcome rewards or retail profit that we use, not our own money, retail profit that you replace your books with. And if you're earning 250 to 250 above from your retail in the early stages, it's still a good gross profit if you buy a retail pack or two. But because of the welcome rewards, people don't really have to purchase as many books as what they used to. I think it's people who are starting on the 5 books, going through the 50, get their 100 free, get their next 100 free. That's them that maybe have to reinvest at some point in some more books. Keep good records. Why? To make sure you're doing enough blooming books to hit your target. The thing is, people they don't count the books going out, they don't count the books coming in. So how do you know how you're going to hit your target? Just to make sure that you're consistent. I consistently want to do 200 books twice a week, 200 going out on a Friday. I'm going to pick them up on a Monday. I'm going to put another 200 out on Tuesday, and I'm going to pick them up on a Thursday. If I lose some books, I'm still going to put 200 out. That's an important factor. Go when you say you're going to go. Always use sorry I missed you slips, and always use thank you for your order. All of these little things get your name in front of your customer, but also lets them see exactly when you're going, exactly when you're coming back, and that you are totally reliable, because that's what they're looking for. So this I put in here. I still wanted to put this in here because I know, as I said, most of you tonight, but bear in mind this has been recorded for everybody else. Most of you tonight, and many who are watching, have got a good, strong customer base. However, what I have found is not everybody is able to show their team how to exactly do what they have done. So hopefully this will help you to get your team out there with the catalogues. So what do we expect from a blanket drop? Well, we basically work on 5-week cycles, and we go to a customer 3 times. Some people go more. I prefer to give them 3 shots, and you'll see what I mean, because I will do blanket drops in the future to catch other customers. So if you're putting catalogues through letterboxes, an average of 1 in 10 will buy, and the average order will be a tenner. So if you pick up 100 books, you should have £100. That is 100 books collected. Now that won't be 10 orders at a tenner. It might be 1 at 15, 1 at 25, 1 at 5, 1 at 4, but usually it works out £1 a book collected. Catalogues placed in hands, what do I mean by that? If you knock on the door and hand the book, it does generally generate £2 per book collected. However, you have had to knock on more doors to get your books out, so we find that the average works out more or less the same. So it's a personal choice. But if you don't have a lot of books, knock the door and go back after 24 hours. Now the sales per book will slowly increase as we start to cross people off our customer base. So we do a 5-week cycle and then we go back to the beginning. Whether you're working with 50 books every single day, or 100 books 3 times a week, or 150 twice or 3 times a week, it doesn't matter how many books you're working with. We do a 5-week cycle and we give, as I say, people 3 or 4 chances. I give them 3. So when I go back to week 1, the only people I'm going to miss out are the people who didn't give me the book back, who lost it or said they didn't want one. Or people who specifically say they don't want a book. The rest I'm going to give a book to. Whether they've looked at it or not looked at it, it doesn't matter. Oh, I'm ahead of what I was saying. I'm ahead of my training. This is what happens when you retail over and over again for 24 years. It's like you could do it in your sleep. But the start of your customer base is that second visit, because you're missing people out. But the third visit is where you're going to miss more people out, because if you go to the third visit and they haven't looked at your book, then I would recommend scoring them off. Some people may want to give them an extra shot. I give them 2 shots to have a look at it, and if they've not looked, I will score them off, which means the second time you go, you're going to around about half the people. So what does that mean to a new distributor? That means they're going to, instead of going to 400 houses a week, if they were doing 200 twice a week, to get £400 in sales, they just need to go to 200 houses to get approximately £400 in sales. So it's half the houses for more profit. Can you see how important it is to explain this to your new distributor when they get started with the catalogue retailing? Because this is the light at the end of the tunnel. If you're working with a lot of books, it's hard work. If you're doing a full-time job, or you're a full-time mother, or a full-time husband, housewife, but you're getting closer to your customer base, and it does get nearer that £2 a book collected. It's always uncollected, so don't forget your callbacks. And you will lose a small percentage, but if you use your slips, it'll be a small percentage. So after you get to the third visit, we're ready to cut out people who don't look, don't buy. In other words, you're only going to go to your customers. Now, I do know some people give 4 or 5 turns. I don't. I can pick up these people later on, because we do customer base, a blanket drop quite often to top up our customer base, which is an important part of building a customer base. But we're talking about when we get new people started. So by the time we get to week 11 in their business, they're going to customers only. And as you all know, the people who have got a customer base, this is when it becomes a bit more fruitful. So instead of going to 100 houses and getting £100 in orders, you'll be going to 100 houses and getting around about £250 in orders. It works out £250 to £3 a book with a brand new customer base. But quite often, what I'm finding is these figures nowadays are a bit higher, but I'm basing it on that national average. You'll be able to fit all their 5 weeks of retailing. Now, this will be dependent on how many books they've been working with. If they've been working with 100 books twice a week, then they're not going to have the same amount of customers as if you were working with 200 books twice a week. but they're going to be able to condense these customers into the first 2 or 3 weeks if they're working a lot of books, which gives them week 4, 5 to go and blanket drop and get more customers, and then just continue till they get the amount of customers that they want. Now, do you know how many customers your new team member needs to hit that £1,000? Because that's the target that we've had since we started this business in 1992. And yes, we retailed more than the target. When we started the business in 1992, we recommend a minimum of £1,000 from the catalogues, because we know that people are going to be making money from that figure. So here we go. I'm just going to quickly show you what can happen if you're doing £1,000 catalogue retail. It's £210 retail profit, where volume profit is 60. It's an average income of 270. Now, what I've done here is I've only took an average of 600 online. That's a target, £150 a week. Why? Because I know that people can easily achieve £150 a week online if they follow the system. And I will say that is minimum. It will grow from there. What happens with your catalogue retail is the same customers start to give you more sales. So you start to get more per book. So it will peak to a little bit higher than what you start with. And with the online, as you develop and grow it, we've got people retailing in Cluny the £2,000 and £3,000 a period online. So just knowing how. But let's just say it's the basic, the £1,000 that we know everybody can do. Everybody can do that £1,000 that I've worked with. That gives a £210 profit. £600 for the K-Life. Let's say their online sales are only K-Life, so it's 15%. But if they're Cluny, that figure would of course rise to more than £90. But let's go at the bare minimum in £90. The volume profit between the catalogues and the K-Life would be £116. So there you have a profit of £416. It is not quite double, but it's not far away from double if you're only doing one. So what I would recommend is to, when you speak to prospects, is to chat to them more about the retail side of the business, because I happen to know that most people watching tonight will agree with me, because they've got successful retail customer bases with the catalogues, including people who started with online kit, which is what I wanted to chat about once I stop the share of the training. And that's the training finished, but we'll just have a wee chat about it.